proudly fly this thin blue line flag behind me just to piss you off. Hey everybody. Just learned a new trick. Learned how to add my intro to StreamYard. Oh, let's see who all we've got in the chat. We have Mark the Sarcastic Law Student. We have Smitty. We have Amanda J. We have Amanda J. Sister Running Joke. And we have the wonderful Abby Paulin here. All right, so I pinned the StreamYard link in the chat, so anybody can come up and join panel. It's going to be a fun day Friday. Any topics open for discussion. Any questions you want to ask is open. And anyone can join the panel. And thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys liked the intro. Hey, Salacious, welcome to the party. Smitty, yes, you can be yourself. Hey, guys, we got Abby. How you doing, Abby?
Better. It's been one of them weeks.
I think it's been one of those weeks for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
You heard about the news with Anne Heche, right?
Yes, I did.
Very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that came up on my news feed on my way home from work today. So
yeah, that's rough.
Wait, Smitty, say what again for legal reasons?
Very true, Running Joke. Very sad for that homeowner. I don't know, Smitty, if I want you to be be yourself. That might be too much for this show. That needs his own channel.
Smitty, you can be yourself to a certain extent.
Mark, Anne Heche was an actress in Los Angeles. She was driving her car and supposedly hit a garage, got out of that, hit another car, I think it was, and then ran into a house at the end, and it caused a house fire. She got severe burns and had to a very severe brain injury from the crash. Next door neighbor had to rescue the homeowner, I heard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
I mean,
they
it
said
took
this
them
morning.
65 minutes, I think they said, to get the fire out.
Yeah.
And there was footage of the firefighters on top of the house poking holes through the roof to get access down there. Because when she was being loaded up into the ambulance and they were showing that down shot, you could see the burns on her back.
Mhm. Oh yeah. And then they said this morning that the brain injury was so severe that she's not likely to make it.
They removed life support, so according to her son, and she did pass. She was a organ donor, but I don't know if anything was even salvageable, especially when the news came out that she had cocaine in her system.
Yeah.
Then again, I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, so I don't know.
And Miss Mandy's not going to be able to make it to the stream tonight.
Oh, well, she was having a rough day.
Well, no, she said she sends her love, so she can't make it. She's actually guest producing for Natalie Lawyer Chick tonight.
Oh yeah, she's been covering Darius Cook, another scammer. And something about he was found guilty or he was arrested, something to that effect.
All right, let's bring Smitty up.
Oh boy. Really? Nice James Bond reference.
Smitty, you're not Q, bud.
I'm praying.
Hear what?
Lord, hear our prayer for a Smitty servant. Driving that car. Hi, I'm cocaine. No, sorry. Whoops. She was playing Grand Theft Auto because that's how I was the first time I played. The house pressed into. Unbelievable what rich people do. Feel sorry for the other people. Was she married to Ellen DeGeneres? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
No, she just dated her. I don't know who dumped who, but then Ellen moved on to Portia.
Oh, that's right. Portia from Arrested Development. That's right.
Yes.
Anne Heche was her first girlfriend.
Her first one. She was there when she came out.
Yeah, and then they had a lot of physical fights.
Yeah.
I seen I watched TMZ every now and then when I had TV. Oh well.
Did anybody else see that Ring video showing her zooming through the freaking neighborhood right before she crashed?
Yeah, I caught
Oh.
that.
What did you guess? 70 miles an hour at least?
I
I don't know.
If I had to make an
Nobody
educated
outside?
guess,
No.
Nobody else died?
Thank God.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was going to say. Thank God for that they didn't succumb. I mean, never mind the house loss and everything. Yeah, I know it's not a poor neighborhood, I would assume. And if the house burnt from an hour, it was probably a very big house, I'm assuming.
Well, those houses were practically on top of each other. I'm surprised there was no other houses damaged.
Oh, yeah, California. That's where it was, right? I'm assuming, again.
Yes, LA.
Yeah.
One of the more prestige neighborhoods.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's her state will pay it out maybe, or everybody's insurance, but luckily nobody else died. Yeah. What are we gonna do? Nothing.
I'm sure the lady has gotten up with the insurance company. I'm sure they just passed her off to the insurance company if there was one for Miss Heche.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing a GoFundMe, I don't think.
Well, she was better known, they said, for a soap opera called Another World, so I didn't follow any of those. Every time I hear that name,
in a while. Haven't heard that name in a while. So,
Yeah.
well, when she gets to the hospital, she died of COVID. So, like I said, you wanted to bring me up. I'm gonna say,
It's always a fun time with you up here.
well, if I piss people off, which I usually do, there's nothing you can shock me with. Like I talk too much.
Nah, I think I can outdo you
Uh,
on that one.
5 pots of coffee a day and weed. I tell you, ooh.
Smitty's usually the quiet one in the back of the class and only speaks up once someone pisses him off.
Yeah, I stand up for what I think is right. Some people may not, but
Well, dang, she had a bottle of vodka in there. That was definitely a recipe for disaster. Isn't that stuff flammable?
seemed like she was trying to kill herself. Just couldn't make it home. That'll be all over the news, but that Paul Pelosi's accident. Oh, here I go again. Yeah, I'm the guy back in the classroom because nobody else is talking. If you freaking talk, I'll shut up. Or if I'm eating. There it is.
Sorry.
I don't like to be the only one. That's like awkward silence when you're all sitting there in the break room and you're waiting for the first person to go, oh, so what do you think of that guy? Or what do you think of that guy? Or if nobody wants to be the first person to start the conversation.
I hear you. Where's Mando when you need him?
Well, he's good for that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
I
question.
could just mute myself.
He was on Mandy's stream with
He might be
NCR
tired
and
after the gym. He just got back from the gym. He probably took a nap after that.
it was the beard convention, I swear.
Yeah.
It was the
All three
Klondike
of them
Bar
up there.
convention.
Mando looks a lot like Artie.
Tell us about it. Oh, man.
I thought it was Artie right away at first.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. And
when
you know
he
what
did
threw
his
me off?
face
The background. And that the background made me focus on the face because I don't see his light or anything like that. And so I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Artie.
You
Holy
didn't see
shit.
any kitties either, so you know that wasn't Artie.
Yeah, and it was a slumped in the chair, and it wasn't tilted to the side, to the left.
Oh.
His chair's broken.
Yeah.
You'd know that if you cared about him. Or if you were on his stream. You told everybody his chair was broken.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness. Quite a bit of
Let
news
me-
out of
let
the
me
one
see
A
if I can-
cutie.
Yeah, what?
Let me see if I can get Mando. See if he's up.
He may be at the gym
He mu-
already.
He went to the gym this morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe, and then he got to the stream. Maybe he took a nap afterwards.
My dad was a 2-a-day gym rat.
I didn't have to go to the gym. I had physical jobs that did just fine. Worked out muscles I didn't know I had.
I'll tell you. Physical therapy did that to me.
Well, lifting cinder blocks, bags of concrete, bags of mulch, 4 cubic yards of mulch in a wheelbarrow. It kind of builds character.
Heck yeah. Nowadays, they're
I-
sitting there flipping tractor tires and taking these huge ropes and looking like they're trying to do double dutch with them.
Oh no, I didn't lift anything that I did not have to. Trust me.
No, I'm saying nowadays you go to the gym and you see all these workouts they
Oh
try to do.
yeah.
Burpees.
Sledgehammer on the tire.
What happened to good old fashioned chin ups, push ups?
You know what?
jumping
I'm
jack.
gonna tell you something. That builds up different muscles that regular weights do not.
Mm.
like running is bad on your, ankles and feet.
Yeah, knees, yeah. And remember, for years they told us take the stairs to be healthier. And it turns out that
Stairs,
actually wears out your knees faster than
yeah,
anything.
but I used to use stairs and I used to do I used to do on the bottom stair of anywhere. I would do the right foot up, then the left foot, and then you reverse it back and forth, right, left of the stair. So it's like you're running in place almost. Yeah, let's do all neck exercises. But sitting home for 4 years, you kind of lose your whatever muscle you did have. I had calves, so
I got all my exercise in working with my dad when I was younger. Working the
yeah,
construction jobs, putting roofs on houses.
Oh, yeah.
well, I didn't do roofs, and if you were not a mechanic, you were on the ground handing shingles and picking up shingles.
Yeah,
Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, because you do not go on that roof unless you know what you're doing. Because the one thing
Yeah.
is, if you go sliding off, do not grab on anybody.
Oh yeah. Well,
Take
when
your ride alone.
when I turned 18, I scared the crap out of my mom because it was me and dad, and one of dad's old clients called and wanted a roof put over their back porch and wanted the back porch screened in. And mom decided to drop by and bring us lunch. And me and dad were walking the rafters for the roof up ladders on each side of the porch.
Oh,
And
man.
one-handed tightrope walking out the wall for the screened-in porch to nail down the rafters. And mom would yell at us, "You fall off of there and I'm going to whip your ass."
Yeah, I see the old pictures when they were building the Empire State Building. They didn't have
Oh,
there was no
wow.
OSHA back then. They're just sitting on those beams like it's nothing, and get right back up. And one false move, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think they lost 14 people on that job.
Well,
But
bouncing off what commentator said, my husband, when he was younger, I don't have an age on this, and I'm forbidden to say this story in front of my kids in case they get the idea. But he decided one day to go and get on top of the roof of their house, and he had borrowed some towel or something, tablecloth, and made a cape. And he was like, "Look, mom and dad, I'm Superman," because they were all out in the yard doing yard work. And they just kind of laughed at him and said, "All right, come on down." Well, my husband took that literally and jumped off the roof. His mom caught him and wore his butt out the next second.
hell, Mick Foley, the wrestler, used to do that all the time. That's how he got over
Gosh, I forgot about those moves. Yes. I grew up on WWF.
it. Yeah, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack. That's where his first gimmick, with his friends was Dude Love. Cactus Jack, when he became got into it really, Cactus Jack was his father's nickname.
Oh,
His
okay.
father's name is Jack, and he was a school gym teacher, and he got the name at work Cactus Jack. That's where he got that from. Mankind was created by the Undertaker.
Undertaker and
But
Paul Bearer always gave me the heebie jeebies.
Percy Pringle, he was Percy. How did I go on for? I'm old school, new school. I'm playing wrestling right now.
Oh,
I went to
yeah.
school for it. I hung out at a bar for 2 hours with the Iron Sheik. We closed it. That motherfucker could drink, I tell you that much. 2-1 on me, and I could drink. I'm like, damn, Sheik. Yeah, I trained with Crowbar from WCW. School, I think, is still there.
Ain't much of them folks around much anymore. I think Hulk Hogan's about it.
Yeah, Sheik is still alive and kicking. He posted yesterday on Facebook. It was Hulk Hogan's birthday.
Oh my gosh, how old did he turn?
I don't remember, but Sheik posted "Happy birthday, you son of a bitch," and that wasn't being nice.
Yeah.
20 years ago, I was talking to him about Hogan, and he had nothing to say about good. He said nobody in the back did.
It didn't matter what you were, a girl or a boy. Everybody wanted to do Hulkamania.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. He just turned 69.
Not me.
Oh, Salacious, yes, I remember Dusty. Oh, yeah. Ric Flair, Macho Man Randy Savage, Andre
Ultimate
the Giant.
Warrior, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, the Killer Bees, the Heart Foundation, Demolition, Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, excuse me, then Legion of Doom.
Remember when McMahon got totally taken out? I mean, knocked unconscious in the middle of the ring.
Oh,
I think it was when Triple H was trying to make a stand.
Yeah. Well, he's gone now.
Yeah.
He retired. He had no choice.
Golly.
Sexual harassment. He paid $3 million under try to not tell anybody, and that came out. Yep.
I mean, even Chris Jericho and all them. Golly. All right, son.
Ric Flair just wrestled his last match in a tag team with his son-in-law.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrade, and he went against Jeff Jarrett, which is still in good shape. And I forgot who else. And they said Ric Flair passed out twice during the match.
Wow.
Now, he didn't go into that match without good doctors looking at him.
Exactly.
So
the injuries some of those guys would come out with. I remember Stone Cold Steve Austin having to have them knee braces on every time he wrestled.
Yeah.
I think the alcohol from the beer was mainly as a painkiller.
Well, if you ever watched the famous Undertaker versus Mankind in the Hell in a Cell, when he threw Mankind off.
Oh.
If you go back and watch the entrance of the Undertaker, he has a slight limp. Well, his ankle was damn near broken, and they taped it up, shot it up with morphine, and he did that match with a broken ankle.
Sounds like some of the football players you see in college.
What happened was, the start of the match, Mick Foley came out first and decided while walking down to the ring, he's going to change the start of the match. So he climbs to the top with the chair. So when the Undertaker comes out, he tells us later on, he's looking up there going, "What the fuck you doing, Mick?" I got a broken ankle. That's why he had a hard time. And then when he threw him down, he thought he killed him. He put his two teeth through his nose, or tooth through his nose. Came up in behind the lip. He had a concussion after that. He wrestled with a concussion. He don't remember anything after going back in after the table.
Wow.
When they wheeled him back in the stretcher, Vince McMahon was the first person through the curtain, and he says, "Great match, Mick. Do not ever do that again." And there was a lot of curse words thrown in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a. You know why he quit wrestling?
Injuries.
He came off the road one day. Now he's the old school wrestler, so he took the chair shot to the head after the Benoit incident, killing him and his family.
Chris Benoit. I have not heard that name in a minute.
Yeah, he killed his family and all that. Well, ever since that, they stopped chair shots to the head. They'll do the kendo sticks, but it's always to the gut, jab and then to the back.
They
Because
had
Mick
to do
Foley,
something.
he was off the road for 2 days. He was sitting there watching TV, and he forgot everybody's name for about an hour.
That's scary.
And he decided after that, I'm retiring. Now we just Santa
Dude,
Claus.
you ever followed NASCAR?
No.
Well, I've been doing it since the
When they
Bill
make a right
Elliott.
turn, I'll follow them.
I followed NASCAR since I was a little girl and sitting in my grandpa's lap watching it with the Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt and all them starting out, Richard Petty. And but here lately, they've had a driver be out for the last 3 races due to concussion protocol because he took a hard hit during a practice and had issues. That's one sport I never would have thought of having concussion protocol, because after Dale Sr.'s death at Daytona, they went ham on safety with harnesses and bumpers and the
Oh yeah, I remember.
cars.
Yeah, I remember when he died.
Oh yeah,
Golly.
no, they're so bad on safety in NASCAR. I mean, you can't even move except for your hands, and your hands don't move that much when you're in the car.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't too
10 and
long
2.
after Dale Sr. died. I went on vacation with my in-laws, and they went to Disney every single Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
So
Hey, adopted?
down at Epcot, there's actually a Richard Petty Racing Experience
Yes.
NASCAR track.
Yeah.
And we went down there and got to sit in the race cars, and I didn't want to drive it.
Yeah. I wouldn't either.
How was it getting into it? Because you got it's like a very small space.
I decided to ride along with one of their drivers,
Yeah.
and we took that
You
track.
still had to crawl into the window, not like you do.
Yeah, you've got to crawl through the window.
How was that? That's what I'm saying.
That was tight.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a little
He
guy.
was.
No, seriously. I mean, I've seen NASCAR. I've been in bars NASCAR on, and I watch them go through the windows, and I'm like, they don't have much wiggle room there. It's like very narrow.
Oh no!
It seems like if you gained 10 pounds, you couldn't get in your car.
Getting in is the easy part. Getting out is where it gets difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because your knees are probably shaking because you went so fast.
Oh yeah, no. The one at Epcot is literally just a huge circle.
Traditional speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no.
I mean, come on.
How fast did you go while you were in there?
Oh, fast enough that I almost crapped my pants.
You're probably going 80, 90 at least. I mean, they get up into the hundreds.
Yeah.
No, we hit about 120, 130 going around the track, and I'm like, I've never been this fast. Slow the car down.
Was the ride smooth? Was it smooth? Did it feel like, oh, this is like a brand new car?
Oh, you could feel the pebbles from the other cars that were on the track.
Oh, wow.
Like the little rubber pebbles from the tires.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You can feel that going around the track. Every single little dip you could feel.
Until you experienced that, you always wondered in the background on race days when you would see them throw out cautions for debris on the road, and they were talking about there was rubber on the road, and you're like, that doesn't seem like that'd be that dangerous until you feel it.
Yeah, those tires are no thread, and they're ball tires.
They have had more issues with tires this year than they've ever had. I don't know if it was the company or the specs, but they have blown so many tires in the races they've had to date. It is not even funny.
You know why?
Oh, they've made everything so lightweight. It's not even, oh gosh.
No, because this is my theory. With gasoline going up so high, rubber, gasoline, just like your plastics too,
Right?
you know, and is the company making them saying, we could skimp a little bit here, skimp a little bit there, just to still make a profit, you know? Remember, they do things for a profit, but then they would lose their contract. I mean, I don't know who makes their tires actually.
It
I think
used to be
Goodyear,
Goodyear for
you know?
forever, and nowadays it's everybody. Anybody can get their name in there.
That they then NASCAR probably, or they went with the cheaper one, you know,
Oh, you know it.
and cheaper ain't always better. So
Yeah.
it's one of those 10 million things, guarantee it.
This last race was, I'm trying to remember where it was, but anyway, one of the tires exploded and looked like a wire wheel that you would do rust removal with. All the metal, all the steel just exploded. It's any
Yeah,
wonder he had that car moving. It was one of the front tires. It looked so gnarly. I felt sorry for whoever had to change that one.
yeah. Well, you know, I'd rather get into well, not a nice souped up one, but a 57 Chevy than any car that's on the block right now.
Yeah, give me the old ones they used to race Daytona Beach on.
And when you had a car accident, you went home in a weekend and put some Bondo, and it looked like new.
Yeah, my grandpa Wood used to race cars locally. He never made it to NASCAR with his brother, but they did it locally. And they were pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I'll be getting me a Challenger here in a couple months. So
Ooh.
yeah, I'll use one. But
Hey.
they've gone up in price unless the price is cheaper when I'm
Oh
ready to
yeah.
buy it. But it's a car that's not for sale, but the seller wants to sell. But he's in no hurry. 2011 Challenger, Toxic Orange, not General Lee orange. It's depending how the sun hits it. It's more like a brownish orange.
Look, I was already disappointed with the Dodge Charger to begin with because the new Challenger, when they first came out, they looked more like the old school Dodge Challenger than the new Dodge Charger did.
You could see some of the resemblance in there.
Have you seen the company down in Florida that takes Camaros and builds their own Pontiac Trans Ams?
Wow.
I think I heard of them.
Yeah, they're called Trans Am Worldwide. And they bought the rights from GM to Trans Am, Pontiac, and
like that guy that bought the
Oldsmobile.
rights to that to the silver car that was in Back to the Future. What the hell was it?
DeLorean.
DeLorean. That's it. I couldn't even think of it. Thank you.
Don't look to me. I'm a goober.
Well, I look at it this way. I want the 18 van, and unless I hit the lottery, I'm not going to get what I want, and I'm not going to, skate. So
you'd have to hit the lottery to get one of those new Pontiac Trans Ams from that company down in Florida. They made 77 Smokey and the Bandit edition Trans Ams right before Burt Reynolds died.
Oh wow.
Burt Reynolds,
he made that car.
Signature. He put the signature into a computer and they laser engrave it on the dash.
Wow.
And they embroider the leather seats with the Bandit logo. One of those cars I know right now has been on eBay for the longest time. It's up here in North Georgia, and it's going for $250,000, and it's the first one that they made of the Smokey and the Bandit edition Trans Ams.
Wow.
Like the General Lee, you know, that show was only on what, 2 seasons, 3 to max,
Yeah.
and they went through 85
Cars.
parts. 3 were, you know, showcased. You know, when they pulled up in, you know, in town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were just used
Right.
for shots like that, and then John Schneider took one home, but he had the underneath of the hood signed by the whole cast, and that was it. Everybody was still alive back then.
Oh.
And then I was talking to Tina Slay about this because she's friends with him, and I'm like,
Cool.
yeah, I remember when he had it on eBay. Somebody won it for $2.5 million, and then they backed out of the deal. And there was a lot of legal stuff going on. And then I remember him taking it to an auction, but it had a reserve price, and it didn't get met. I don't know what the reserve was.
Oh, that's
Or
probably
I think
a couple
it sold.
million.
It might have sold, but she said he's got another one. So I think he must have eventually sold it. This is before, this is before he went on, getting acting gigs with Tyler Perry and, making money again, reinventing
Hello.
Hey, are you?
Hey, how are you?
Not
Hey,
too
you.
shabby. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can't complain, you know.
You could complain.
Why would I?
Oh,
Nobody would care.
goodness.
No?
Smitty, you do enough
Yeah.
complaining for all of us.
What do you mean I do enough complaining for all of us? Hey, just a
Smitty.
complaining channel.
Tell the kids to get off your lawn.
Get off my lawn.
I'm from Jersey. I've been like this when I was 20.
Uh-oh. We better stay quiet. He might have connections still. Or else we're all
Yeah,
going to
I
have a
do.
new pair of concrete boots.
Oh, no. Wrong connection.
Oh,
No,
Lord.
my connections take you for a long one-way drive. With your hair blowing in the breeze. Let's put it this way. I was 6 years old when I went on my first biker bar with my uncle.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah. So when I turned to the age of 21 and went back to these same bars and told her, I remember some of the old timers because they didn't age much. And I'm like, because they're preserved with alcohol. So, it was, they were pretty good. Why do you think Nancy Pelosi's still alive? But anyway, they're like, holy, little Mikey? Yeah. So,
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, just
Do the math
remember,
there.
my connections down here will take you out in the middle of the Okefenokee swamp and tie you to a stump. They'll just let the rattlers and the alligators take and do what they want with you.
Yeah, mine could take you out to the hunting lands, teach you a few things, and next thing you know, you're gone.
Yeah,
don't make
mine
a
are great
redneck.
mine are great at birthday parties too.
Oh,
They handle the West Baptist Church. And also when a girl was being bullied, they all got together
uh-oh.
and escorted her to school. So
You know, this chili won't come to the South.
Oh, no.
He's probably too afraid to come to the South anyway.
He made a statement when he was when he left Ironton and went to Texas that before he went back to Ironton for that second time, he was going to come to Georgia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wasn't there a
Specifically
rumor he was down in
DeKalb
Savannah
County.
or something like that?
Mm. He said he was going to come to DeKalb County. Well, DeKalb County has the biggest gang activity of any county in Atlanta. I'm like, please go to DeKalb County. I want to see you say some of the stupid shit you say to the
Big boss of that.
gangbangers down in DeKalb.
But apparently he's too scared to do something like that.
Tell them
He
to
never
stay
showed
out
up.
of Alexandria. There's bikers and walkers there. Oh, never mind. That's not real.
Nah.
Hey, let him get caught with those guns in Georgia, right? With those protective orders
I don't think
on
he
him.
has them. He doesn't have. They're in California now.
Can we just
Guarantee
send
you.
them down the river and let them find out what deliverance was
They're at
really
Jeff
like?
Floyd's house. I bet.
Exactly.
I don't know how much you
Deliverance.
pick up from his streams or how much you remember from one to the other, but I caught in his stream when he was trying to be dramatic, talking about 20 years ago when he had trying to compare himself to Breonna Taylor, trying to make a
Oh,
connection there.
yes. The no
Oh,
no.
you've
He's
got to
alive,
be kidding
he's dead.
me.
Nope.
This is 20 years ago. So that when he told Josh in one video that he's never got a charge, never took a plea deal on anything, and then he said in that video he took a plea deal for the GHB drug. So he said double whammy. But anyway, anybody.
He took a diversion.
Oh, whatever.
Which is no
Diversion
different.
But he said one video, he said one, and recently he said the other. But the one I caught, he said he's talking to Jeff Floyd on the phone, and Jeff Floyd broke down and cried. I mean, he's this millionaire that buys buildings, real estate, whatever. But I caught on to something. When Chili was there, that's where Charlie's been. When Chili was there, it was like a bachelor pad. But in that phone call, Jeff Floyd said he's soon to be married. So that means he has a fiance. Now, you know what happens. I don't know if they're going to. I'm sure he has a prenup if he's worth that much. But the wife is still going to have some grievance when I don't want this guy staying at our house no more. We're married, He's going to be gone like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
And that's where he gets all his money from.
Ah.
Who do you think's renting the same house he's been now, 2 weeks? He says he's going to be there for a month and a half. Yeah, it's been like 2-3 weeks, same house. He said he was going to go dark for a while. He's got a bed and breakfast or Airbnb, Airbnb, and he's going to be there for almost 2 months.
Well, I'll tell you one thing he ain't doing is training. Tina Slay made sure of that. He got up with the gym and let it be well known those messages he was sending to her daughter and her future son-in-law on Facebook, threatening them. About what was it? It was Irish Demons last live where JL was on it and Tina came on, and if you watch that, you will hear about everything. Her calling that gym, and she talked to the owner and said, "Look, the guy." She asked him point blank, "Are you friends with Chili DeCastro?" And he's like, "Well." At first, he kind of didn't know who she was talking about, and then, oh man, she caught him and a lie, the guy, and he came forward and said, "Well, I haven't really talked to Chili since 2010." And when she provided him with all the screenshots and told him who Chili really is, he said, "We don't put up with that, and he will not be training in this gym."
Oh yeah, that's because the guys that run that gym support the police.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Irish Demon posted those screenshots that Tina Slay sent him of that message in his Discord server.
I mean,
Okay,
come
guys,
on.
I got to
He
drop
had
out. My husband's trying to get up with me, and I'm on my phone doing this. But y'all have fun. I'll be in the chat
Don't kick
All right,
his
Abby.
ass, please.
I'll see you
later.
later, Abby.
Bye bye. Now, let me tell you something. The only acting career he basically has is of a red shirt from Star Trek. One episode, killed off, never seen again. He might have made some money, back 20 years ago. The bodybuilding magazines, whatever, photo shoot. Right?
I
He
still say his
he
only job was
he
he's a fluffer.
he hates. He has a resentment against Hollywood, and then he got in trouble, and then he took the resentment of cops. I mean, think about it. You can come up with any video, and a lot of people can get on board with hating cops. It's like hating the government. So I'm sure you can get onto a Facebook page, your town hating your electric company. So, and people can make money off it. So that's what he's doing. I don't blame him. I blame the e-begging and the fundraising, and I blame his supporters
Oh yeah,
that are still
yeah.
with him to this day. Okay,
Oh,
I
well,
don't blame Tina Slay by no means. Let me make this. She knows how I feel, but I'm going to make this clear for anybody listening, because you never know who's listening. I don't. He took advantage of these people. I do. The blame's on him. But as far as people sending him money or buying his merch, that's on them.
yeah,
You want to
yeah,
throw money at somebody? Look at it this way. Whenever you give somebody money, plan on never giving it back and never knowing where it really went. Just know
yeah.
it's a one-time fee. Hey, you need some money? Here you go. If you expect it back, that's on you unless you had an agreement. But even if you had an agreement, and what did everybody tell you? I get you at tax time, tax refund. When I get my tax refund.
Yeah,
Well,
by the time
motherfucker
you
got a
guys
tax
roll around.
refund, just got a new refrigerator and couch, and you're still waiting on your money.
Well, I mean, look at his last fundraiser drive, because it was for Deborah.
Oh yeah, and she's just like him. But we thought Christy Rowan was like him, and then she finally turned around. He don't say James Sheath anymore. Well, thank
No,
God,
you don't.
because I remember the first video he showed, he said like dead like 200 times. He's dead. You see, he's dead, 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 dead. He's dead. Or like with Tina Slay, he was saying dead son, and oh my God, if he lived anywhere close to me, I would have stole a car and went there.
Oh, he was.
It's the proper terminology.
Yeah, I mean, with Deborah, he raised $950 for her. He only gave her $90.
Yeah,
and he showed it in his receipts that he only gave her $90. I'm like, you gave her less than 10%.
Yeah. Yep. And people still give money.
Now I'll tell you one.
Once the money runs out, once the attention and the money runs out, when his chat is nobody but wrenches, okay, and people that he's been close to, like he said yesterday on his chat, he doesn't have brothers, he has friends, because somebody called him brother. Oh, freaking media called him, hey, brother. He's like, we're not brothers.
Oh my God, not anything but him.
Because he said, I don't want to get close to anybody anymore. How fucking close were you to Josh? You doing what? Yeah. 2 months? You were getting married already? You you didn't get close to nobody. Your heart wasn't broken. You can't even do a movie star cry.
Yeah, those were crocodile tears.
If you watch if you watch the one in this new rental house, the one I was telling with I always want to say Jeff. Yeah, Jeff Floyd. Right? Jeff Floyd. Jeff Lloyd. When he was doing that one, same one early on, he had his cup of coffee that he had to show everybody. He was trying to gulp down the coffee, and he said, "Oh, hang on a second." Kept on taking sips or gulps or whatever because he was trying to get himself to cry. He was using the coffee to do it, and he couldn't do it.
Wow.
I catch on to these little quirks, but these little quirks, when you start seeing them, like the laugh, everybody caught on to the laugh. That's when he's lying.
Yeah.
So, he's talking, he's lying, but it's always, I had a conversation on a phone today with this guy or this girl that we never know. I don't want to say their name. Yeah. I know a guy, like he said in the one chat, he had a great conversation with a police officer. Still haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
But it's we could. I'm getting tired of even talking about Chili. I mean, it's rinse, lather, and repeat. He's already in reruns.
Yeah.
But I said by the end of the summer, his gig will be up. Right after this fight, if he does show up, whether he shows up or not, basically, he's done for after this fight. If he don't have a good thing going, he's done for. Because if he shows up, he's going to get his ass kicked. And then he's going to give a whole bunch of excuses, always the victim, I slipped in that shot. You see right here, he cheated here, but they're not going to call it for him because he's a cop. I mean, I already know the script.
Yeah.
You're not fooling. If I already know what you're going to do in September, you're not fooling anybody.
I mean, I think
everybody in this community, we know we want him to show up. We want to see Chad. We want to see him beat the shit out of him.
You have no idea. I mean, right now he's going to be the least person I would not cry if they harm came to them in any way, shape, or form. Even the long nap. The only other person is my ex.
I am looking forward to seeing Chad proving what a coward Chili is. I look forward to that.
Do I want him hurt badly? Yes, I will say that, and you can record me, anybody, and I'll agree to it. You wouldn't have to use it against me. Do I want to see him break an arm, a leg, or a nose, or... Yeah, it's part of a fight.
Or pretty much his pretty face.
The fights I was in, we didn't have headgear and gloves. I've had so many busted knuckles, I couldn't tell you how many times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath for him showing up. But, yeah, if he shows up, I can't wait to see Chad just mop the ring with him.
Yeah. And every punch is... Then wasn't Chad going to write Tina's name on his gloves?
I think he was going to have it across his knuckles.
Yeah, that's what I meant, across the knuckles. So when he hits him, yeah. All right, cool. That's what I would do. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you right now, even if Chad hits him one good shot, but loses, I'm still happy. To me, because who's the winner and who's the loser in here? I mean, the same dude. It's either going to be us all happy or Chili's crew all happy. But like I said, if he don't show up or lose that fight, he's going to disappear.
Well, no doubt about it.
Work on his new grift.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Law's done that. He's reinvented himself. Chili's done it. So, it's easy to rip people off even in 2022.
Oh, yeah. Now, I will say there's one thing that I saw this week that has really just pissed me off to no end, and it doesn't have anything to do with Chili.
Wow.
Did either of you see the group of frauditors that went to the Uvalde City Council?
Yeah.
That
Along
had-
with News Now Homeless and Bad Citizen News.
Yeah.
Now, you want my opinion on that real quick, and then you can go ahead and talk. My
Go ahead.
opinion is no, that whole Uvalde thing. There's a lot of unquestionable stuff and this and that. I'm not making an excuse for anybody, but I like to be fair, right? And that's what everybody
right.
says. We're supposed to be fair. So, American people, the people there, they're like, we need changes and all that. Now, them coming in is not like us coming in, going, hey, we're going to film, but we got some stuff to say when it's our turn to talk. Don't let Smitty up there, things like that, right?
Right.
I could agree with them in that, but the decorum is that, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Their decorum was all wrong for that situation, given the emotional state this town is in. No matter what side you're on, kids died. Period. So that's my take on that.
Yeah.
What I got from it, I could be wrong, but
Now, what pissed me off? I wasn't so much pissed at them yelling at the
I'll be right back.
city council about the police's inactions during that school shooting. That was completely called for. Go ahead and yell at the cops for that all you want. Yeah, they screwed up on that. That went against every single bit of active shooter training I have ever taken and any other law enforcement officer across the country has taken.
Okay. In the beginning, it's like anything, like the George Floyd. Everybody got blew up towns over 30-second video. You didn't have all the facts. What we seen there, what appeared to be the cop standing around looking at his phone, Lou Bacon explained it in a great way. You remember that video we did? We watched it a couple times, I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah.
He's explained it. Now, is he right or wrong? I don't know, but is it possible his theory, let's say his theory, right? Because we're entertainment only, right? His theory,
Right.
I can go with that theory with the technology nowadays. I mean, you could run a drone off your phone. He could have had a drone on that thing. So, there's a lot of mistakes made, and they were at the right place, but they just hurt the people's feelings, because I bet you there's a lot of parents that lost a kid in there. And that's the point they missed. They don't have decorum.
Yeah.
They don't know how to treat average people. They think because I'm this made-up media, like media mafia underground, okay, I could talk to anybody like I can. And I have rights, but they don't have rights. But that's why you don't go to ghettos or Flint, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? They don't go to places like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because the who was that? Detroit Metro. Remember that? She was in the one motor vehicle, and he was hit. Because I'm filming that black lady, and she's like, and all of a sudden he was walking out, and her husband walked in, and she told him, and he chased him down, said, delete that right now. Punched him right in the head. Sorry. He got lucky there. A lot of crazy people with guns, they're going to get it one day, and that's what it's going to take. One frauder to die for the rest to not be able to do it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
He's not gonna die as a martyr, whatever you want to call it. Sorry. I don't know. I get fired up when stupidity fires me up. It's like, Red Foreman, dumbass.
The thing that pissed me off about that whole thing, and Frauditor Troll actually caught it because he was skipping between all the different auditors that were there at that city council meeting, is in one of the live chats for one of the auditors. They're e-bagging.
Mm-hmm.
They're e-bagging and trying to profit off of the Uvalde situation.
Uh-huh. See, we stood up for your rights. Well, no, because Uvalde didn't directly hurt me, or I wasn't directly involved in, and you didn't even stick up for the people's rights that you were trying to help because you just caused a big scene. So you defeated yourself.
Yeah.
Basically, you're your worst enemy. I mean, cops are not perfect. We all know that. Okay.
Well, no
But
one's perfect,
I was in the Vegas Valley today, and BSBT decided to start poking me. I ignored him, and he started poking me in the chat. Kept on making comments. Finally, I'm like, "What do you want, Josh?" And he's like, "Oh, Smitty, you smoke pot, so that's breaking the law. How long you been doing that?" I said, "Josh, I never said I never broke the law. I just never got caught. I wasn't dumb enough to get caught. Okay, I didn't drive around with my weed in the car. When I went to a job interview, well, back in the early days, you didn't take no drugs, period. But by the time they started drug testing, I sobered up for a while and cleaned up. I wasn't smoking pot, nothing. I had my daughter. I raised her. I was goody two shoes. I mean, I had one here. I had beers when I cut the grass, or I went out once in a while, but nowhere near the way I was going to. I became the responsible father. Worked 2 jobs if I had to, everything. But now that I'm disabled, I smoke pot with my daughter now. She's 28 years old. She's got a great job. She's about to graduate college. And she's not pregnant. So at 28, nowadays, that's pretty good. I think I've raised a pretty good, solid kid. I'm happy with her. I'm very happy with her. But I sacrificed a lot of shit because you got to remember, friends my age, that we've been friends that long, like my best friend, his son just turned 16 and his daughter just turned 12. You see the age difference?
Yep.
So when I had my daughter, they were still partying. I grew up early with everything. I've been on my own since 13. What kills me is when people with educations can't figure out common sense stuff. And I only passed 6th grade and I self-taught myself to where I am at 50.
And
Okay.
Abby, to answer your question, I saw that the frauditors were taking up the front row seats and wouldn't move so the family members of the victims could take seats.
But my whole life, I was always against hitting women, abusing children, animals. I mean, I went through this list already. The obvious. You would think would be the obvious. Used to be the obvious. I hold the door open and I can barely stand. Or I used to hold the door open for men and women. When you're both going to the door at the same time, 2 different directions, you're like, all right, who goes first? You just call a draw. Yeah, but I say hi. I don't like people. But if I'm up and about and somebody makes contact with me, like eye contact, that's all it's been for 2 years. I say hi. If they don't say hi back, fuck it. I mean, if somebody needs a help in the aisle, I'd help them. You work here? No, but I'll help you. I mean, common courtesy, it's far and few between. And we no longer know how to, like this right now, doing a live stream, it's great because you have an open panel and we can talk. You can hear my comments don't fall as good as they do when I say them.
Yeah.
We don't have that personal interaction on a daily basis. unless you're working at McDonald's or somewhere for the public, you're going to get that every day. But if you're work certain jobs, you only talk to whoever you call or calls you, and
Yeah,
it's on the
exactly.
phone, and or you're sending emails or texts. Send me the recipe. Oh, I'll call you and write it down. No, text it to me. I'm like, how about I just take a picture of it? Oh yeah.
Or
I
better
don't know.
yet, how about you just go to this website where I got the recipe from? Look it up.
Yeah. And come on, Ma, you don't know how to make water? No, sorry. Yeah, I
All right,
bought powdered
guys.
water. I didn't know what to add. Anybody else jump up here because I'm getting. I don't want to
He's
do
the
all the
back.
talking. Hey,
Sorry,
we
I
didn't
had
know
to
you
go
left.
check out the trash. I had
I,
to go check out the trash.
oh, I
All
thought
right.
the
Well,
ice cream man came by and you
I'm
heard the
fixing to
bells
end
and
the
said,
stream
"I'm out of here."
because I think Blue Bacon's probably fixing to go live.
No. You can't end the stream. Every stream gets ended because I'm still talking. I'm seeing a pattern here.
But I guess I'll look
All I
forward
could
to
say,
seeing
hey, use
Chad take
back,
out the
and
trash, if you know what I mean.
yeah, AU's back. Yeah, I know what you
Oh, yeah.
mean.
Yeah, taking out
Your
the
mom asked you
trash.
to take out the trash. Yeah.
Oh, no,
No,
I
you took.
decided to do it myself.
No, you took the kids to the Super Bowl. No, I just missed. You dropped the kids off at the pool and took the Browns to the Super Bowl. Let me guess. That's what your code for trash is.
Well, I hate to say it, Smitty. That's the only chance the Browns ever have of winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, I got no horse in that thing. I don't watch sports.
Who's not a big fan of Tom Brady?
Only sport names I know is because they're famous outside of their sport they play.
Oh, that's what Blue Bacon's
that's-
doing his live stream on tonight.
Oh,
Patty Mayo, the bounty hunter.
Yeah, I've been watching that guy for a very long time now.
Yeah, he's a fake.
He wants to do a video
Amanda,
about raiding a
congratulations
gay
on
bar.
What was that, Smitty?
I'm sorry.
She wrote congratulations, Smitty, and I don't know what she's congratulating me on. I want to know because I want to know if I want to accept the award or decline.
That was probably when you were talking about your daughter and how proud you are of her.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And I don't say things to get sympathy for anything. I don't need sympathy. I do it enough for myself. I just say that because I compare stuff and I sit here and go, you got 2 working arms and 2 working legs, and you couldn't get a job. As long as I'm internet knowing you, Josh, you finally got a freaking job. And God knows how long I'll hold that. You're 45 years old. You had a car when I first met you, and you had a place to live. You have less now than when I met you. And they're not done by tragedy, like I can understand it. Fire, car accident, blah, blah, blah. They're all done by, hey, you didn't pay your rent. Hey, you didn't pay, You want to argue over a driver's license. You see all that stuff? When I found out that was all because he didn't renew his license and all that could have been avoided. And then he goes to court, wastes more time, instead of go and get a job and then you just pay under $100 to get your license back and all is good. But you got to make a point. Let me go to the point you want. Like if you're Chili, you ain't got kids. You got nobody but Charlie to rely on. That relies on you, Not when you have little kids that rely on you and your excuse is I can't.
Yeah.
You know how many people that are in jail that would love to be in with their kids right now?
Oh, I
take that shit for granted.
I've actually talked to people who have been to jail, and that's the first thing they want to do when they get out is see their kids.
because they may be a murderer, but that don't change how they feel about their kids. Unless they murder their kids, and I guess that's a mute point with them, I guess. But just like a child molester don't do well in prison when they find out what you're in for.
Oh yeah, no. They
Prison
actually
justice.
here in Georgia, they actually have prisons that are literally strictly just dedicated to people who've committed crimes against kids. Because if they put you in general population, you're good as dead.
The guy I used to work for, he's our best friends. I worked for him 25 years. His cousin used to be in the female prison, right? He was the guard. Basically, he's a night shift. He'd drive around the parking lot, checking all, doing all that stuff, sitting there reading a newspaper. He said there was this little old lady, and the best way I could describe her, the way he described, is Katie. Unclean Hand covered that girl, Katie.
Yeah.
Described her like that. And there was a lot of protocols, like in the women's prison, your male guard, you don't, if somebody asks you for anything like a pen, you don't give it to them. Because now you're building one guard got fired because somebody liked to save their a certain sample, if you know what I mean. And they set him up. But anyway, you get to read everybody's file. And this lady came in, and for like 2 weeks, she was like, "Hi, God bless you. Hi, God bless you." And she was the most frail one there. So he goes to read her file. And he said, "Oh boy, she cut up her kids, cooked them, and fed them to her husband."
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
And didn't tell him till after. Where's the kids? They're close by. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make jokes, but yeah, but you never would tell. Then he got transferred to transfer closer to the pedophile, where all the pedophiles and rapists and all that are. They have one there in Jersey. Those guys ain't getting out, like you said. They're not rehabilitated.
No.
Because it's a sickness. It's like it's a sexual. It's for sexual needs, which sometimes is worse than alcohol. People make poor decisions, and alcohol wasn't involved. Yeah, you're not gonna fix a pedophile. Just make a pet. Why didn't they take Jeffrey Epstein's island, knock down all that stuff, put up little huts, and call it Pedo Island in name of Epstein, and put all the pedophiles on there, and give them a way to, survive. Make their own food, make a community, and you guys can do whatever you want to each other.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. If you want to keep them alive, that's your choice. That penalty or that island. They'll never touch a kid either way. Right? I mean,
Right.
I mean, of course, you're not going to say, no, I disagree with you. I mean, that's it. But it's common sense things that just don't. I don't like cops, but I'm not going to sit outside of the road and hang out with them for a half hour arguing.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't believe I was speeding. I'll shut up, give him my ticket. If he's nice to me, like a nice hello, yeah, and I'll take it to court, and I'll take care of it there.
I mean, here's the case in point, right? So, in Georgia, the law is if I ask the cop to see the radar device that he clocked me with, he has to show that to me, and he has to show me the certificate where it was last calibrated.
Yeah.
Right? I got pulled over, and I wasn't in a company car. I was in a personal car. I was coming down the road. I was doing 45 and a 45. The cop swears up and down I was doing 60 and a 45. And this department had just started using body cameras. Small little city department. They're crooked as all get out.
Mm-hmm.
They've been in trouble constantly from the state Department of Public Safety for setting up speed traps and hiding. And you're not allowed to hide in Georgia to run radar. You have to be visible within 500 feet to run radar. And you can't be within 300 feet of a speed limit sign either. So,
all right. Oh, good.
I took the cop to court with the ticket, and I went before the judge. And I told the judge asked me how I was going to plead to the ticket, and I said, not guilty. And we went back and forth with the questions, and I told the judge, I said, well, I actually asked the officer to see the last time the radar was calibrated that he used and to see what speed he caught me at on the radar. And the cop had told me to stop being a smartass. And the judge says, looked at the cop and goes, were you wearing a body camera? Cop's like, yes, Your Honor. And he's like, well, where's the body camera footage from this traffic stop? And they had it with them. They played the body camera footage, and the cop turned around and said, well, not the cop, but the judge watched it and turned around and said, yeah, I'm dropping this because he asked you to show the radar and show the calibration certificate, and you refused to and told him to quit being a smartass.
And now you just lied to me on top of it. Yeah.
And I'm dismissing this ticket. Judge,
Oh,
look
that's
at me and said,
strange. I thought the police officers are not obligated to show the radar. I thought that.
it depends
Maybe
on the
some
state.
states-
Georgia actually has a state law that says they have to.
Ah, okay.
Just like all state troopers, the rumor was if they show up without their hat on their head, the ticket don't count. I've heard it both ways. I don't know. See, in my day, like, you know, I'm going to tell you, when the cops started with the I smell weed, they started that right after you can give a seatbelt ticket as an initial stop. Like in Jersey, you had to pull somebody over for something else and then add it as a secondary. It couldn't be the only reason why you pull somebody over. Now they changed it. So when they changed it, it's right when they start I smell weed. Because I've been pulled over by cops many times when I was 16, 17, 18. And never got I smell weed. And then we had a lot of weed on us. I mean, not you know, Breaking Bad quantities, but you get what I'm saying. Enough for personal use.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever did that.
Well, that's like recently here in Georgia, those little roadside field test kits for narcotics have been called into question. It was on one of the local news agencies that they had tested a broken piece of a peppermint disc.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the other two. Oh,
and
all right.
And it tested positive for methamphetamine with the test kit, and they arrested a teacher for possession of methamphetamine, and the teacher got fired for drug use.
Mm-hmm.
But then they sent the test kit off to the state crime lab, and the state crime lab said, no, it peppermint candy disc. What are you talking about? This isn't methamphetamine.
And by that time, you're too.
The
too
teacher
late.
spent 6 months in jail for that. Lost their job.
I heard one with they searched this lady's car and they found a bag with residue, which looked like meth, but it was cotton candy in its solid sugar form, the blue.
Yeah, yeah.
And they tested it
was
in the
also
kit.
here.
Yeah. They tested it, and the lady lived like 3 states over. She was just visiting the state. She lost her job, all this stuff, and it came back as cotton candy. And then they caught another guy. They said, "Oh, he's got shake on the floor by his feet," and he's looking. He's like, "What are you talking about? What shake?" He's an older guy, and he's like, "That's not meth." He said, "That's glaze from a Krispy Kreme donut. I got a donut yesterday. I get one on the first of the month to treat myself because I lost weight, but I treat myself the first of every month to a brand new glazed donut right out of the oven." Fucked up his life for 3 months until it came back.
Yeah,
And it was a documentary, and they said those kits are like a dollar store pregnancy test.
yeah. They're so inaccurate, and it led to new policy here in Georgia. So before they can make an arrest based off one of those little filled test kits, they have to send it to the lab. They're like, you already have the person's information.
Yeah.
Because you
charge them when the results come back.
When the results come back that it's negative, you don't get to arrest them. When the results come back from an actual crime lab that it's positive for narcotics, then you can go make the arrest. You have the information.
Just like if you get hurt in the job, any job, you get hurt in the job, automatic drug test. Go take a drug test.
Yeah.
You twisted your ankle, you go there, take a drug test. Or if you're already in the hospital because you got really hurt on your job, they ask them to take a drug. You got to take a drug test to show if you're on any kind of drug, even if the shit was, no seatbelt on the forklift and you fell off. Okay, they don't have to cover it.
Yeah.
And if you pass the drug test, well, guess what happens? Whenever you feel better, you still got your job. And you're going to get paid. Very simple. And I agree 100% with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had guards with the company that I work for that have wrecked patrol cars. And the first thing that we do is one of us in the management staff shows up, waits for the ambulance to say, yeah, they're clear to go. Y'all can take them. And we'll put them in the back of one of our cars and we'll drive them to a drug test facility and make them take that drug test. If they refuse, well, you're out of work for at least a week till we can find out what in the world caused this to happen.
Well, yeah, you can't take anybody's bodily fluids unless you arrest them.
Yeah.
And I really don't care when they see these cops say they have training and field sobriety tests. I'm going to tell you something. It's nighttime. You got a flashlight in somebody's eye. Sober, I couldn't do half the stuff they ask you to do. Sober. Okay?
Yeah.
And number two, why do a test like that? I mean, sometimes they go for 20 minutes to a half hour. Okay, with a person stumbling and you still make them go through the other thing when you're going to arrest them and take them for a blood test anyway or a urine test. So why don't you just do that? If you're so sure they're drunk, there's got to be something easier for the side of the road, especially on the highway. We see it all the time. Cars get distracted by the flashing lights and they drive right into them and you get killed. And it won't matter what anybody's blood alcohol content is. There's got to be an easier way. I'm all for every car from 2025 up has that. You got to start it by blowing into it. Now, there's ways around that.
Well, nowadays, here in Georgia, if you go to court on
is anybody
DUI,
even watching us? Just by the Curious.
I think we got Abby. Abby's just it. I think everybody else went over to Blue Bacon.
Yeah, because I wasn't talking. If you want to end it, go ahead, man. I'm just shooting the shit.
All right. Well,
Your stream.
I guess
I don't.
I guess we're gonna go ahead and end it, and I'm gonna go pop over to Blue Bacon and harass him a little bit.
Yeah, I was just talking to keep the chat going. That's the point of a live chat, right? To talk.
Exactly. And this whole chat was an open panel discussion. We could talk about anything.
And nobody jumped in to say, "Hey." If you guys, if I'm ever on a chat, and I've been there, I sat quiet. I've been on chat 2 hours and never said a word. Just waiting when somebody, and then they ask, you're still here? You're quiet. Nobody said anything to me.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and end it.
Yep.
Smitty,
See you later.
AU.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, forgot you were here. Holy.
I'm sorry. Sorry, it
You
was
got to speak up a little more.
Thank you guys for
I'm
coming
sorry
up.
about that.
Abby, thank you for coming up.
Yeah,
And
nice
I'm
talking
going
to you.
to end the stream, and I'm going to go harass Blue Bacon for a little while.
Don't do that, please.
I thought it was Blue Bear.
Nah, Blue Bacon.
Oh, I thought Blue Bear went live.
Nah, Blue Bacon went live. It's Friday.
Sorry, I went silent. Meow.
I have no idea what day it is. It's all one big day.